Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So I did say we're going to start going back through the Christmas launches from this year. So I thought I'd start with this one. I haven't made a card of it yet. So this is the Winter Wishes Festive Fanfare, which is the I think it's like the army band. So we'll have a little play with that. So I'm just going to pop that to the side and move my mouse out of the way. And if I bring my scoreboard in, and I've got a piece of 6 by 12 white 300 GSM cardstock. That's what we're going to be using the base of our card with today. And I thought, because we've got that long topper on there, I was going to do a reverse easel because it looks like it would fit really nicely onto that. So I'm going to score at 3 and I'm going to score at 6. Let me just have a look. It's a little bit whiter on that side. So this cardstock, it just seems to be a little whiter on one side than the other. So I just try and keep the whiter side on the outside where I can. So you're just going to do it as if you're doing a Z fold. And we can pop that one out of the way. And I'll bring in the trimmer. So for the mats and layers, I need a piece for the base and I need a piece for that top one. So the top one's going to be 3 by 6 and the bottom space is 6 by 6. So if I bring in some of this, it is gold foil, isn't it? No, it's silver. So let me grab piece of silver foil, which is there. So I haven't got the mirror mats in this one, so we have to do this from an A4 sheet. So I'm going to do the bottom piece, which I'm going to do my usual 2 notches under the 6 and 2 notches under the 6, and then I'm just checking that fits on there nice. I think that's going to be too small, so we'll put that into my bit bin. So the next piece we're going to do at 2 notches under the 3 and 2 notches under the 6, and that should fit quite nicely onto there, and it does. Okay, so let's move those out of the way. So from the cardstock, I'm going to be using a piece of this one for this top bit. So I'm going to bring that in at 4 notches under the 6, and again 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6. No, I don't want it 4 notches under the 6, apologies. I need it 4 notches under the 3. I didn't need to cut that bit, so this is going on the top. Alright, so. Okay, and then if I swap my trimmers out for the little guillotine, I have an insert which has our little soldiers on. I'm going to call them soldiers, even though they're just, I say just, band people. So again, it needs to be 4 notches under the 6, so 5 3/4, 5 3/4, and then that should fit quite nicely onto there. And I did already, I'll put that away, I did already pull a piece out of my bit box. Let's move that. And this is, grab the ruler, this is about 2 notches under 4.5 and about 4 notches under the 6, and this should be exactly the same size or just a little smaller of our topper. So this just means I can use it in the way that I normally would, in that I can pick and choose my layers without having to worry about the stability the other way of doing it is by doing putting acetate underneath it. If I pop that on there, and then you can see the back is almost, it's just the fly's eyelash underneath, the same size as that largest topper. Okay, so let's pop that out of the way. I'm just going to click this weird thing off my screen that's just come up, so it makes me not able to concentrate. Okay, so let's pop this card together. So now it's out of the board. I'm just going to go ahead and give those score lines a good burnish. These as well, so I don't get confused. And the glues I'm going to be using today, in this bottle I have the Kalau all-purpose glue, so I've just decanted it into a smaller bottle that I got from AliExpress. And then in this one, decanted into this small bottle, is the Kalau tacky. And I'm also going to be using the dotty tape pen. You can use the straight tape pen. I just don't have that one. I've got loads of the dotty one. Must have bought a bundle, or Mum must have bought a bundle of the dotties. So I've been using those up. No point buying the straight edge ones when I only use it for one thing at the moment, anyway, because I haven't been doing a lot of die cutting, not lately. Okay, so just going to give that a good smush down, and then on the insert, because this is paper, I'm not going to use that tacky glue because it has got that water content. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my all-purpose, so I've got that wiggle room and that really good stick. And I'm just going to put dotty tape pen on the corners, just so that that gives that stick straight away, and I don't have to worry about it moving when I go on to the next piece. So if I press down in those corners, that's going to hold that stick stuck until the other glue takes. Okay, so for this piece here, we're just going to go ahead and mat and layer on there, just the normal all-purpose glue in the middle. I put a little bit of tacky on the outside just so that it sticks down pretty fast. It's not like rapid straight away, but by the time I've rubbed it all down, it's really stuck and it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, and this combination of glues work for me, but you know, there's huge millions of thousands of glues out there, and you might want to use just a tape pen or something like that. So I think, which way up do I want this? So I feel like it needs to be that way, but then the sky and the snow are upside down, so I am going to put it that way just because it feels like it should go that way. A lot of it's going to be covered up anyway, to be fair. If you've got any silver peel-offs or anything like that, you could come along there and pop something on that red line if you wanted to. I haven't got any of the silver line ones, so just going to leave that as it is. Okay, so with this topper, we've got a couple of inner frames. So we've got this, just being super careful with it. I'm not sure if I'm using all of them. Probably am, to be honest with you. So we've got that one there. And then we've got this super thin one. Just trying to be careful not to crease it as I'm popping it away. And then that one, and then that one will go higher. So I think what I'm going to do, if I get this sort of in position there, I'm going to glue this one flat because it's so fine. and I'm not really going to worry about these. There are a couple of proud pips on here, but by the time everything's all in place you're not going to see them, so, or you won't notice them, let's put it that way. So I'm going to pop that in. Just going to grab a little bit of tissue just to wipe it off that frame, so it's just going to rub off because it's just tacky glue. Oops. There as well, just had a little bit of glue on my fingers and that's just transferred in. Pretty much will rub off at any time, but just always best to do that now. So now I know I can go ahead and put foam pads all along the inside of here. I'm not going to come over that edge, they're not going to be seen, so we can do that, and I'm going to do that with these Hunkydory ones. They're probably about 2mm maybe. Yeah, about 2mm. So I think I'm going to be fine with these larger strips. And if you want to, you can go ahead and stick this bit on the card now and then make this up when your card's assembled. Just thinking it's probably going to be easier for me to do it this way. So just going to give that a nice bit of support all the way around. I've got a little bit of that other one there, so we'll just pop that in. Okay, and then I can take these bits off. Obviously, if you wanted to, what you could do is turn this into a shaker, maybe with some faux snow. Pop this one on flat inside as well. And then put a bit of acetate on here. Obviously you'd have to make sure that all of these gaps were sealed so no sparkles could come out. I think that's off as well. Okay, so again, tacky glue, just want to be able to have a little bit of float time. Oops, turn that around. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with this frame, so I'll float it over the top until I get it into the right spot. I'm going to tap that down gently. Okay, so now you can see we've just got that little bit over the edge, a little bit of chunk there as well, support, and that is perfect. So I think I'm probably going to come out with these really chunky ones. Let me just grab. Oops, those are alive. There are some more, I think. Yep, see them, just sit down. There we go. And these are, I think, 5, maybe a 4. No, they are 5. They are gorgeous. These are my favourite foam pads. I know you shouldn't have a favourite, but I do. I'm just going to put 2 in the middle as well, and I think that should be a good amount of support. There it is. Let's pop that onto there and then pop these away. And you don't have to go up this high. You could go with a 3 or a 4mm pad, double up on a 2 or a 2 and a 1. However you feel, however high you feel is good. You know, it depends on what sort of envelope you want to put it in. This is probably going to go in a box envelope or a box due to the height of this, but so I'm just scoot my head, and then that one's gone onto there quite nicely. So you can see a little bit of the white, but it reflects off that silver, so it's your eyes tricked into thinking that that is not white, it's silver, but I know it's white. Okay, so let's pop that away, and then I want to bring this onto here. So I'm thinking if I'm still going to put it in something that's 6x6 or a 6x6 box, I need to keep it within those confines when it's closed. So for a little bit of strength, I'm going to bring in a little bit of red liner tape. I'm just going to put that near where the bottom will be. Well, that's about halfway down. Okay, and then I'm just going to decide whether I want that to the side. I think I'm going to put it over to this right side a bit, because we've got those two band members on the bottom left. So I don't want to cover them up too much, but I do want a little bit of that coming through. There we go. So yeah, that's straight. So now when we stand that up, if I show you, I'm going to put a stopper on there, but you can still see our other band members at the bottom, and they're exactly the same guys as well, as luck would have it. Okay, so let's have a look. So we've got "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," "Cherish the Festive Season Special Moments." There is a Winter Wishes banner as well, but I think I'm going to go with this one here. So if I bring these ones back out again, and these again are the 2mm. So you do need a little bit of depth on here just for that to get a purchase and stop it sort of moving forward. So we're just going to pop a bit of our glue on there, make sure we've got it the right way up. And I'm kind of going to go about halfway up and to the side, so we can still see these guys over here. There we go. So if I hold that up before we start decorating it, so now you can see that the stand really nicely. If you want to, you can decorate in here, put a bit more of the easel, the insert, or you can take that other bit of card and pop it in there. I kind of feel like it's not necessary, because when it's on a side you don't really see it as much. So, but it's, you know, your choice on if you want to do that or not. So let me grab some of these silver gems, and we'll just top it off with a couple of bits of bling. And I think I'm going to go with 2 in this corner here. So my picky tool. See there. And then I want 3 sort of graduating in size. Let's see, find a smaller one. There we go. Oops, it's alive. So just pop that there to rest on. And then I'm just going to put 3 little dots of glue. Got our large, our medium, and our small. Right, let me just check those are all nice and straight. She says, moving them with her hands. And if I grab a teeny tiny dauber, just going to take, because I've moved them with my hand, it's just made a little trail of glue, so I'm just going to take some of that out. It does dry clear, but I'm just going to give that a move. So what I'll do is, let me just pop those back in there to the side, because we will need those again in a second. And I'm just going to hold that one up as the completed. So you can see just got a little bit of those gems on there now, just to give that a little bit of something extra. So let me just pop that out the way for now, and I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, again, I've got a piece of 6 by 12. I'm just going to bring in my scoreboard. I'm actually going to do exactly the same scores on this one. So again, 6 and 3. Let's put this aside. So a little bit of a burnish down, and then this one is going to go back. So again, we're folding that back, so it's going to be exactly the same fold as the first card. And you're just going to end up with a different card. So again, just going to give those a burnish down. Okay, so like the other card, we have to decorate here and here. So I'm going to bring in the band members one, and this is the, I know, let's not do that first of all, let's do the silver first of all, let's do it properly. Apologies, getting ahead of myself. Okay, so again, exactly the same, 2 notches under the 6, 2 notches under the 6, and again we'll just make sure that's nice and even, and it is. And then let's have a look at that. So that's already 2 notches under the 6, and then I need to go 2 notches under the 3, and then this should fit nicely onto here. And it does. I've got 2 pieces there, so I'll put that in there. Right, now we can come on to our soldiers. So this piece here, we're going to go 4 notches under the 6. And 4 notches under the 6. Oops. I've got to cut that to the end, and then that should fit quite nicely onto our silver mat. So you're going to see those underneath when you open the card. And then we want a piece to go on the front. Now I didn't want it to be too decorated, because a lot of it's going to be hidden. So what I thought was, if this is still 4 notches under the 6, and then if I go 4 notches under the 3, actually let me take some of that corner out. And then that's going to go on that side. Like so, I might do it that way up actually, because you're not looking at it, so I might do that way. Okay, so we've still got this left over, and still got a piece of the black as well, so we've still got the ability to make other cards with that. So let's assemble what we've got so far. So again, going in with my all-purpose, and I don't go mad with this. This dispenser of this Kalau all-purpose glue, it gives out a really fine thread of glue. So if you see me going back over something on here, it's just because it's not put a lot out if I've had the nozzle too close. But you know, don't go mad with that glue, because if it splurges out the side and you try and wipe it off, it can take the shine off your mirror. So less is more with that glue, and it is super strong and it dries like concrete. I think it's Leanne Chivers from Crafter's Companion's favourite glue, and I do like it a lot. It's probably one of the best glues I've found, and it does add a little bit of strength to your cards as well, but you do have to make sure that they do dry flat. So if I went and popped this on something and it was like this, when it dried, it would dry with a curve in, and there would be no getting that out of that. It would be, like I say, when it sets as concrete, it's like concrete. It's really good glue. So let's just pop our little silver mat on there. Give a good press down, just make sure we're nice and even. There we go, I'm happy with that. Oops, it's alive. Oh, we've got a string. And those strings you have to watch out for as well. If you do get a bit of a string, just watch it doesn't go on your mirror card, because when you try and wipe it away, it will ruin that mirror card. It gives it a look of well, I don't know what it's like if you get loads and loads and keep wiping it, but if you just get a bit on and wipe it, you kind of get like that shine gone. It's like brushed metal. So I suppose if you were going for that look, you know, it might be something you want to do as a technique, but yeah, it's not my favourite thing. Okay, so I'm coming with this long one this time. So pretty much what we're doing is exactly the same card, but on a different orientation. So this is the topper being landscape or horizontal, and the other one is vertical. So, you know, if you can make one of these cards, you can make both of them. And I did have another little spare bit of card. I've done the same thing, just so that I can do a little bit of playing with these layers again. So I'm going to pop them all out. And we'll do them slightly differently this time. We're going to do them sort of graduating up. So we're going to start with, or should we do them graduating down? No, let's do them graduating up. So this time I'm going around the edge with the largest border. I'm just keeping to the inside of that just to make sure we get that central. Okay, just wipe that glue off my hands before I start with this mirror, and then again popping this one out again. It's still quite narrow, so this one we can come in with these super thin ones. These are going to be 2mm. So we'll just go all the way around. And I am going to put quite a lot on here because it is so thin. I want it to have that support. Just trim that edge off. I don't want you to be able to see that if I can help it. And I'm going to keep going all the way around. So, are you all foam pad people out there, or are you mix and mix? I used to use a lot of 3D glue gel. But since I got back into crafting, sort of, because I had a little break, really, not a break, I was still buying stuff, I just wasn't making anything. And that was, you know, it's a good year or so. And then I started sort of dabbling, and then I got proper back into it. So that's when I sort of started doing a couple of shows and things. You know, mixed results really. The thing with doing shows is, you know, sometimes you have a good day and sometimes you'll have a bad day, and there's no real explanation as to why it is. If you've got a show that's sort of been quite well advertised, you know, it depends on the people that come in really. If they're people that are crafters tend to buy from crafters more and be happy to pay the price because they know, they appreciate what goes into making a card, how long it takes, how much the supplies are, etc. But people just coming in looking for a cheap card sometimes don't appreciate, and they're like, well, why should I pay £2 for one of your cards when I can go down the card shop and buy one for £2.50 or £2, same price. And you know, you have, you know, I'm like, well, you can't buy this kit down at the card shop. But you know, and obviously it takes a little bit of time to make it as well, plus you know the materials, plus getting it here, paying for the stall, and some people, you know, they get a bit funny about it, but at the end of the day, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, and if you can make a little bit back from it, because like I say, I had some shows I went to and I made quite some good money on them really, more than I expected to, and then some shows I'd go to and I'd only make the stall money back. So you know, it's, I think the worst one I went to was a sort of craft fair that was in a hall but behind an actual craft shop, and it was in like one of these you know, like boutique malls, you know, and I don't think they even put a sign up outside to say, you know, it was the worst organised thing that I'd ever been to, and I thought it wouldn't be. I thought, you know, with it being in a boutique mall, you know, there's always very busy there when I'd been, but it, you know, wasn't. You know, I only just got my stall money back on that one, but you know, it can be done. I know people that have put their cards in their, you know, if their friend's a hairdresser and they've put cards in there and they've done okay, you know, and it's regular sort of income. I've known a few people that have sold on Etsy and eBay. Mixed sort of reviews really on how effective that is. There used to be some when I used to take Poppy to be groomed. My little dog, she passed away 2 years ago. She used to have to go to a groomer because she was part poodle. Oh, her fur. But there was always like some dog themed ones in there. And there was a lady that used to come into my workplace as well, and she used to come in like once every 6 months, put up a stall. And I think she used to do quite well because it was people on their breaks going to and fro. So, you know, they little cards and things she did quite well with. So I think it's just like, you just have to be in the right place at the right time. Okay, so again I've come in with that red liner tape, and this time coming across, and I know you can't see because my hand's in the way, but I'm just trying to get it a bit even. We're only going to see the other fella's legs underneath. So I'll squash down a little bit. Okay. Oh, and those are the pads I use. Those are, I think they're 4mm and they're Practice Companions. Okay. So let's grab ourselves the other sentiment. So it's got cherish the festive season's special moments. That's my sentiment. You can come over here with that one, fill up that nice space. So we've got two sort of smaller toppers there left. I've got this piece, I've got that piece, I've got another piece of that, and another piece of that, and I've got this insert, and I've got the other insert that goes with it, which is this one. Oh, another bit of insert there as well. So still plenty I can make another card with, but I'm not going to be doing that this time. So this is what I am playing with. and then I'll move on to something else. So let's pop that over there. And if you wanted to, you could go in with glitter on these, on that bit of snow would be nice. So I'm going to pop that there. You could have it overlapping as well if you wanted to. You wouldn't necessarily need to give that bit of strength. So I think we could either use some of those, or we could use a bit of glitter. So we've got some red there. Maybe we'll use these red ones up. Okay. So I'm going to put and I know they're already self-adhesive, but I just have to, I'm micromanaging them. I like to just make sure they've got a bit of extra there just in case. So I'm going to grab this big one if it wants to play. Here we go. And pop him on. And then this small one. And this smaller one as well. So these two are the same size. Just give that a little press down, make sure they're nice and straight. And they do look quite straight, although that one could do with just going over a little bit. Okay. Move that one up as well, and then just wondering whether I want to put one up there or just to keep it at the 3. I'm just going to keep it at the 3 with that one. Okay, so for the insert on this one, what I would do is just do 1 in half and then pop it in there, so you would only see it once the card was opened up. It would be it's not going to be harder to write on because it's only going to be this bit that's going to be written on when I'll show you. Actually, let me just not talk about it, let me show you. So let me grab the insert, so we'll use that one because it matches in with our little soldiers. I'm going to call them soldiers. So we want this to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Again, we've got some bits there. And then I'm not going to use my scoreboard because it's going to be an odd amount. Just going to fold that in half and then give it a burnish down. So now we've got this piece like so. And then what I will do, I usually put a little bit of glue along that top edge, pop it in and pop it down, give it a little press. I should put another pad on there because that keeps slipping under. And then when that opens up, actually looks like we've got more of them in a row, so it's quite nice. But that's how I would do the insert on that one. So you're not going to see it when the card's up at all, as you can see, but you know, you've got somewhere there to write. So let's bring the whole gang back in. So 2 cards that are really the same thing, just done 2 different ways. So if you can make one of these, you can make both of them. You can also make a normal fold back card if you just had your decoration here, no topper hanging over. I think they call well, I was watching the I call it a fold back card, but when I was watching, I think it was Crafty Roulette, they call it a Z fold card. But a Z fold card to me is the one that's got the band as well, but you know, whatever, it's just a little card that folds back there. So that's it for today. So next time I'm going to find one of the other Christmas kits, maybe the gnomes, or it might be one of the books, we'll see. But it's definitely going to be Christmas all the way up to Christmas now. I'm doing Christmas Hunkydory. So hopefully you'll be happy with that. I should be back on Tuesday as normal. Hopefully I'll be able to get the videos up nice and early for you, but sometimes it just takes a long time for the computer to process it. It's a bit of an old computer, so apologies about that. But thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Happy crafting. Bye bye.